Since January, Trump has earned over $50,000 just from renting to the Secret Service. Can you walk me through how these costs compare to other presidents? Is there any limit on what Trump can charge?
There's no limit on what he can charge. The Secret Service is allowed to pay whatever they need to be near the people they're protecting. And for Trump, since he goes to his own properties and stays there, that means that they're going to be near him. They need to rent space from him at Mar-a-Lago in the wintertime and at Trump Bedminster in the summer. So he can charge whatever he wants. In this case, he's chosen to charge $400 a night at Mar-a-Lago, and it appears $567 a night at Bedminster. You asked, what other ex-presidents have done this? As far as I can tell, no other ex-presidents have done this, charged their own protectors. The only parallel was Joe Biden, actually, when he was vice president. He charged the Secret Service to rent a cottage on his property in Delaware, although the total spend that Joe Biden got over 7 years was equal to what Trump charged the government during his first 3 months as president.
Yeah, not exactly apples to apples. I mean, zooming out, how is the New York indictment affecting Trump's finances at large?
Well, it's coming at a time when the Trump Organization is already facing kind of an existential crisis. COVID, the political backlash, January 6th have robbed them of a lot of the things they needed to succeed: customers, vendors, lenders, lawyers. And at the same time, the point of the company is sort of slipping away. It was basically built to serve the brand and to serve the interests of one guy. And that guy trashed his brand and then basically lost interest in the company. So you put all those problems out there, and then you add on top of that its CFO, basically the guy that runs the company day to day, is under indictment. The company's under indictment. They're going to be paying legal fees from now till who knows when. And there's also the threat that others in the company may soon be indicted and add pain. And that Weisselberg could be convicted and taken out of the company that he basically runs.
So to your point, as you laid out beautifully there about this being an existential crisis, could then this investigation actually end Trump's business empire?
It's so hard to know because it's such an odd business run by a small set of people who are, very proud and I'm sure don't want to be seen as being defeated in all this. But the Trump Organization, as I see it, has been running on autopilot for basically 4 years. And its reason to be is sort of slipping away. So if it does end in the next couple of years or shrinks down to maybe just Mar-a-Lago and Bedminster and a couple other things, I don't think you could look and say, oh, it was the DA's investigation that did this. But certainly it's adding pressure at a time when there doesn't seem to be much pushback from the Trump Organization.
You talked about the Trump CFO, Alan Weisselberg. He stepped down from the Scotland golf course, but he's still going into work at Trump Tower. I wonder what, if anything, that signals to you.
I'm interested in that, too. You're right. He stepped down from this one position at one Trump golf course. I've been checking around. We thought, well, is that the beginning of something? Is he backing out of a lot of the responsibilities he has at the Trump Organization? I can't find that. I can't find evidence of that. It's just this one Scottish golf course. So I'm not sure what that means. He's under, as far as we know, he's still going to work at the Trump Organization. And he's more than a CFO. If you took him out of the Trump Organization, I'm not sure the place could function. It certainly wouldn't function nearly as well as it does. He's more integral to the day-to-day operations than Donald Trump ever was. So if he did leave on his own, or if they fired him for some reason, that's a huge blow to the operations of this company when obviously it doesn't need anything like that.
Well, I do want to ask you your take on the Daily Beast reporting, are Ivanka and other Trump children actually in legal jeopardy?
It's so hard to know. So there's two questions here. One is, did they benefit from the tax evasion scheme? And there's some reporting from the New York Times and some hints in the indictment of other people a couple weeks ago that maybe they were among the executives who got these bonuses that were sort of given as if they were contractors, as if at their own company. That's one part of it. Did they receive the benefits? The other part is, did they understand and direct the benefits? Weisselberg is a great person to indict because he both benefited from this scheme and he also ran it. But to indict Ivanka, Don Jr., or Eric, you would have to show that they actually understood what they were doing and that they understood it was wrong and they did it anyway. It's not impossible given their high rank at the company, but it's not as much of a slam dunk given their positions as it was with Weisselberg.
Before I let you go, if Trump's social media lawsuits move forward, he could end up on the stand answering questions about January 6th. Your sense, the chances of him actually testifying?
Very little, very little in this case, just because I feel like this Florida lawsuit it's not really a lawsuit. It's a press release in lawsuit form. And there's many reasons why it would not succeed as a lawsuit. So I don't see that going to trial somehow. But there are other cases in Georgia and possibly in the District of Columbia that are where people are looking at suing or prosecuting Trump for his role in trying to overturn the election. One of those prosecutions or one of the lawsuits that's come out of January 6th filed by other people might produce that moment. But I don't think Trump's own lawsuit will, just because I don't think it's going anywhere at all.